Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time for Game 5 of this show match between tt.WhiteRa and Empire.BeastyQT, and so far, this series has not disappointed in the least bit. We've seen all of the opening game shenanigans that you would expect to see here in Heart of the Swarm, especially when you have a player like WhiteRa controlling the Protoss army. We even see Empire.BeastyQT using the Widow Mines to great advantage, but unfortunately, in that last game, maybe a little bit too much Widow Mine usage because he actually killed off a lot of SCVs because of those Widow Mines. I think when you're Terran, when you're repairing those bunkers at the front door and you're relying on Widow Mines so heavily for your defense, you have to keep an eye on that Sentinel missile. When it recharges, get those SCVs out of there because they don't do very well when it comes to splash damage, and the Widow Mine does a decent amount of splash damage. It actually does 40, and so the Terran's inherent advantage in a way is that when they take splash from a Widow Mine, at least SCVs don't die in one shot, unlike all the other workers, but they still take a lot of damage, and it makes them kind of worthless. So you have to be careful, I think, if you rely on those mines. So far, Beasty has been using the mines liberally, but that hasn't been able to stop WhiteRa. WhiteRa's just said, mines what? I'm going through this army like it isn't even there, and he is crushing right now. WhiteRa is bone crushing. We'll see if he'll be able to complete the task here and get another victory against BC here in this show match for Heart of the Swarm. But before the game gets underway, once again, just want to do a quick shout out for the community. If you guys want to see any sick replays casted and you have any links to sick replays or cool replays, any epic fails, anything like that, feel free to send it in to me at my email at HDreplays@gmail.com. Leave a description as well. And here we go. It is time for Game 5. What is WhiteRa going to do? He's sending the probe up the ramp right now. Will we see the epic probe kill of the SCV like we saw in the first game? I don't think so. The SCV has already been pulled off to assist, and so the probe taking superficial damage, but it's just shields, and WhiteRa pulls it away in the right time. He is actually going to be able to get out of here if he wants. The rally is set from the bunker on that probe, though, so it is a good idea to get out before it is sealed off by a supply depot. The thing is, BC actually made this interestingly. He put the barracks I think one hex over the supply depot. It seems like there might be a gap right here where a unit might be able to get in and out, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll just have to wait and see when units are kind of moving around. I do believe there is a gap right there though, but I could be wrong. And it looks like BC right now is going to be going for some proxy play. He does have a factory coming up, so BC is going to be going for a proxy factory in your face, and he is going to seal off the gap at the front door with a tech lab. So I believe what BC is going to be going for here is proxy Hellions. That's the only thing that seems to make sense. I mean, he could go for Widow Mines right here at the front door as well, but I don't know if that's going to be as effective. And look at that, WhiteRa sees it with the gold scouting probe. I don't know how WhiteRa knew it was there. It was almost like he just had that sixth sense that there was something going on up here, but there's a Marine. There's a Marine there to back up the SCV, and that Marine will be able to kill off this probe. The gold minerals are never returned home, and now WhiteRa, I mean, yeah, he lost the probe, but he can get defenses up accordingly to deal with the proxy barracks. In fact, he's going to send the Stalker to kill the SCV completely. Oh, he's got a target fire, and he can't see the SCV. He clicks on it, but it's too late. And the factory finishes, and the factory actually goes up in the air, and it's going to go into the main base of WhiteRa. WhiteRa he has no idea this is coming right now, but I mean, he might have seen the factory lift off. Yeah, he did actually see the factory lift off, and he sees it right now inside of his main base, and it is actually constructing Widow Mines, not Hellions. And in a way, I think that's better, because if a Hellion were to come out, it has no chance against these Stalkers, but a Widow Mine can. And now Marines now coming through the front door as well, so these Stalkers have to choose what they want to go for first. Of course, if they go for the Marines, that means that the Widow Mines can come out, so he's leaving the Stalkers on the factory. The Mothership Core comes out, and the Mothership Core says, all right, Stalkers, you guys on the factory, me, I'll take out the Marines. And now the Widow Mine does come out, so the Stalkers just didn't have enough firepower to finish off that factory in time, but that Stalker is going, oh, it sacrifices himself for the greater good. I don't know why WhiteRa sent in the Stalker with more HP though. I feel like it's almost kind of cruel in a way, but if you're gonna sacrifice a guy, well, don't you want to sacrifice the one that has low health? I don't know why WhiteRa didn't do that, but unfortunately it didn't occur that way. Now the factory is on fire, but it will be able to get one more Widow Mine out before the factory goes down. So this last Widow Mine, what kind of damage is it going to be able to do? You have to remember, of course, WhiteRa went Gateway Stargate. He has no way to detect burrowed units. He has no robotics facility, but he can make an Oracle, and the Oracle comes out. The Oracle comes out and in fact uses its reveal, the Envision ability, not Revelation, excuse me, that is Envision, and he was able to surround the mine and take it out. Now he can use Envision one more time, and that's exactly what he's doing. It is envisioning right now. In fact, it lasts for 60 seconds. It makes the Oracle a detector for 1 minute. So excuse me, I got confused with its old Evasion ability, which was an AoE effect, but it does turn the Oracle into a detector for 1 minute, and that gives WhiteRa the time necessary in order to take out the burrowed threats, and now WhiteRa can go on the assault once again. I feel like BC is on the back foot. I mean, he tried to proxy, it just didn't work. It's almost like WhiteRa knows when it's coming, but at least this time he will get the Mothership Core before it can do any time warp early harass shenanigans. And it looks like, you know what, this Oracle, it doesn't really have that much energy, because as soon as it came out, it used Envision, so the Pulsar Beam really won't be able to do that much damage. Remember, the Pulsar Beam is a time-activated ability. The longer you leave Pulsar on, the more energy drains. So with the Marines and Marauders on the field right now, I do think that BeastyQT will be able to deflect the counterattack, and that is so important, because in Game 3, when BC tried to cheese with the Proxy Reapers and failed, WhiteRa just pushed and ended the game. I don't think that's going to happen this time, though. BC's got so many forces, and he is making an emphasis on protecting this tech lab. He needs that combat shields in order to give the Marines that extra durability and survivability. He's already finished Stimpack, but the Oracle actually is going to make its way in, activating Pulsar Beam, but the missile turret finishes, and oh man, WhiteRa is looking bad now. Beasty is starting to control the tempo and the flow of this game. You know, the Widowmine proxy might not have been all that effective, but overall he shut down the counterattack, and he has got a large payload of Marines and Marauders with combat shield and stim, and I don't know if WhiteRa's got enough forces at the front door. He's got to try to get a support bay down for Colossus, but it's still so far. The support bay is about to finish, but a Colossus won't be out for at least another minute or so, and so WhiteRa, I don't know if he's got enough forces to defend against this frontal assault. That's the one thing about going Stargate, is you limit the number of sentries you can have on the field, because you'd suck up all the gas for Oracles, and so he won't have force fields available here, but he does use Photon Overcharge. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. BC's just going to run right up the ramp, and WhiteRa is done for. He cannot hold off this assault. He's trying to get a Colossus out, but GG calls WhiteRa. Another quick game between these two players. BeastyQT is able to take the victory, so he brings the score to 2-3. He's only down one game against WhiteRa here, and without further ado, let's go ahead and go right into Game 6. I'll see you guys there. This is HD, and I am signing out.